what's going on? This is the lesson for Do Dear by Crystal Castles, the synth punk classic, in my opinion. Alright, real quick, let's go over the tone. In the original cover, I used a Big Muff Nano Pi, which is just a slightly different variation of this. The only difference is this has the op amp, which gives it a slightly treblier push tone. So I have the op amp on, and then the tone rolled off a bit, and pretty much the sustain and volume right up, going into the clean channel of a Marshall DSL-40C. And Stratocaster is the Fender Strat Deluxe HSS. It's a Mexican Fender 2016 model, I believe. The one using the original. Alright, so the key of this song is G sharp minor to get a bit theory-ish, so all the notes, chords will be from that. So we've got a riff and we got a chord progression. The riff is as follows. Or sorry, I should play it in the original position I did. So what that is 13, 14, 13, 11, 13 would be the first 5 notes. And then 11 on the A string. And then you're playing the D string 14 twice. Back to the 11 on the A string, which is the root note. And then twice on the 11 on the G string. All together. And then the final 3 notes, twice on the 11 on the A string, once on the octave note, the 13 of the G string, all together. And I usually play that on the and of 4, just to kind of keep the riff flowing. Pick it whatever way you want. I'm mostly using alternate picking. So that's the riff itself. You can play it in the same way right up here from the same chord, the A flat minor chord that I'm using. It's the exact same shape there. The only difficulty we can't run to with this riff is when we go to the B string, because it's tuned differently, so you have to shift everything up a fret because it's tuned 1 fret lower in comparison to the other strings, so the G string. So those final 2 notes, you have to shift a fret up. So instead of the second note you play twice is being on the same fret, it's 1 fret up from the root note of the chord. So and then up here, same sort of principle, only you also have to move the B string up too. So the only difference with the really high part is that root note, instead of being 2 frets down from that note, it's 3 frets down, or 1 fret lower than it originally was. So it'll look like this. Okay, and then the chords are I'm just using all power chords really. So all 5 chords. First one being big flat open E, so E5, G sharp 5, and then E flat 5, you can either play here, derive from that power chord shape and just get that Weezer sort of chord in, the low 5th. I'm just playing that exact same thing right down here. So that's 1 and 1 of the A and D strings and 3 on the G string. Slide that up 3 frets and that gives you F sharp 5 would it be called in this? I'm pretty sure, yeah, F sharp 5. Checking the key signature. F sharp 5. Back to E. B5 on the 7th fret of your low E string. Back to A flat. Or sorry, G sharp, A flat, same note. And then C sharp. Alright, play it down here. So the chord progression in totality. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your E5, G sharp 5, D sharp 5, F sharp 5, B5, B5, D sharp 5, and then C sharp 5. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole song. You're just alternating between the riff and the chord progression. Okay, have fun with that one.